What is going on, fellas? Today we're back with another video. If y'all didn't see the last week's video, we actually took the ECU off the Can-Am Renegade and sent it out to Wyoming to get tuned. And we have still yet to get it back. It's been almost a week. So what better to do than order a clutch kit and throw that on while we wait? So we're going to try to get everything apart in this video and get this clutch kit on. And hopefully by the time we got that done, we'll have the ECU back and we can go test her out. So let's get into it. So I had to go get these special bolts because apparently you need them to get the secondary clutch opened up to be able to get the belt loose. I got two different sizes if I don't drop them. So yeah, hopefully these actually work. I don't know if they're supposed to be all thread or not. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, I got my contraption here and we're gonna try to get this belt box off and hopefully it's not too hard. Yeah, my belt box, holy crap, them things are on there tighter than I thought. My belt box is literally sealed bone dry. Not even a drop of water gets in this thing. So hopefully whenever I go to put this thing back together, it doesn't leak. But knowing my luck, it definitely will. So we'll see. And that should pretty much do it. Hopefully this floorboard does not have to come off. And it does not look like it's going to have to. However, this thing can get finagled out of here. Oh yeah, them look good. Can't believe how clean this belt box is. It looks like it's never even had a drop of anything in it at all. So pretty much all I got to do now is undo this bolt. This will pop out, and there's weights inside of here that are heavier. We're gonna put lighter weights in here. And there's a spring inside of there. We're going to put a stiffer spring in there. And I don't know about this one. I might have a stiffer spring to put in this as well. Special bolt that I got earlier will actually work. I don't even know if this is the right thread. Apparently it just threads in here like this. And it does look like it's going to work. And it'll actually pull this back. So it'll put less tension on this belt. And we can pull it off. Holy crap. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking the all-thread part's too fat. I don't think it's going to let it go all the way in that hole. This bolt did not work. The shank of it was way too wide. It did not go all the way inside that hole. So we're going to do the only logical thing you can do in this situation. And we're just going to put a 19mm on there and we're going to crank her off of there. And pull that bolt out, I believe, and just like that. That one pops out of there. And this is the spring we're going to be replacing. And there's bolts inside of there, or weights inside of there we got to replace. But yeah, there's the primary. Alright, I know this video has been a little bit choppy, but we finally got this clutch kit right here. And we're going to get it put together. So pretty much what we got here, we got the secondary and we got the primary in two pieces. And let's see what we got in this box. We got weights. You got to match these weights for them to actually work properly in here and be weighted out right. And we got 3 springs. It was actually only supposed to come with 2 springs, so that's cool. I think this one's like just an OEM spring. Yeah, the same as OEM. And this one should be our upgrade. Yeah. Let's see the difference on this. Oh yeah, that's a good bit right there. That's going to be the difference. And this one's a lot more stiffer feeling, I think, than that one is. And this, I think, or no, that was the OEM one. And this is going to be our new secondary. And let's see if that's really much different. Yeah, you can definitely tell. That one's definitely bigger too. So yeah. And that one's way more stiffer, it feels like. So yeah, let's get this stuff installed on here. And I ain't going to bore y'all with that. And we'll get it slapped back on the bike. Alright, so I just finished this thing up, and I'll be honest, I'm a little disappointed. I just had to sand 2 of the weights down inside this kit for the bolt to be able to go through it because it wasn't big enough. And I'll be honest, I was not expecting that because I know these people have been around a long time doing this stuff. But other than that, everything else was pretty much as smooth as butter. Can't complain. And tomorrow morning, we'll be throwing this stuff back on the 4-wheeler. So yeah, that's it. All right, so we're back over here now. We got both the clutches ready to go, and I'm gonna try to put them back on there, but I might need some help, so I don't know. Try to get this thing on there. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need some help. That's a lot more tension than last time. All right, after lots of fighting with this secondary clutch, we finally got it on there. I mean, it was hard trying to put it on there with that new spring, but I got them all back in there and I got them torqued down. So all I should have to do now is spin the clutches backwards, and it should just tighten up the belt, and we can throw this belt box on there and we can call this thing done. So let's see if we can't get this belt back on here. Apparently all you got to do is just spin this clutch backwards, I'm pretty sure. And you got to make sure it doesn't get pinched, pretty sure, if I remember right. Pretty sure it just goes backwards like this. I could kind of be doing this wrong, I don't really know. I think I heard a pop. That looks right. And that should be it. Make sure your letters and everything are facing you and the arrows are pointing going the right way. And this thing's back on there tight and everything looks ready to go. So I'm gonna try to get this belt box on there, and I'm gonna hopefully get it on there good with everything clean and this thing does not leak water. So yeah, I'm gonna get these bolts back in there and I'll show you the finished product. All right, hopefully this thing here goes on there as easy as it came off. And this seal and everything looks like it stayed in the right spot. Make sure everything's lined up, and I think that's it right there. And I'll go ahead and start putting these things back in there. And that's pretty much it for the clutch install. It was an EIP mutter clutcher kit, if y'all are curious on what I'm using. I was not sponsored by them at all. And I honestly would say it's probably like a 7 out of 10 on the difficulty scale, because I ended up having to shave 2 bolts down to fit inside the weights. And that secondary spring going back on was hard. It probably took me realistically 2 hours to get that thing back on there, and I ended up having to go get a washer from Home Depot to actually make the bolt long enough to go in there, because it was hitting the helix and bottoming it out. So it was a whole mess. But other than that, we got everything installed, and I was hoping to get my ECU back, and it is still not back. So there will be a video coming very soon. Once we get that back, we'll make another video and see how much of a difference this stuff actually does. And with that being said, peace.